So if you've already bought your first home, for example, but you're still under 40, yes, you can open another lifetime ISA account, but this time it will be for retirement. One of the accounts you want to open this year in relation to personal finance is an ISA account. And it's perhaps one of the popular questions we receive on our channel about people who want to understand what an ISA is, or what type of lifetime ISA account they should open, who the best providers are, and with all the nuances about the rules, it can feel a bit complicated. And yet there are other types of ISAs out there that many people are not taking advantage of. And so in this video, I would answer 3 questions. What is an ISA and what are the types out there? 2, who should get an ISA? And 3, where can you get the best ISA? If you stay with me till the end of the video, I'll show you which ISAs I hold and who my providers are. Of course, this is meant for your information. And so if you want to make an informed decision based on the knowledge you gain from this video, then I would encourage you to speak to a licensed financial advisor, of which I am not. Let's dig in. So what is an ISA account? An ISA account simply refers to an individual savings account. ISA, individual savings account. Not a fancy name, I know, but it simply refers to a savings or an investment account for which you never have to pay tax on. Because if you save or invest outside of the ISA vehicle, you could actually be liable to pay so many taxes. For example, you could pay capital gains taxes if the value of your shares should increase. You could also pay dividend taxes if you've got stocks that pays you dividends, or even personal interest taxes if you have savings that pays you an interest beyond a certain amount. So really, you want to use the ISA vehicle to shield your profits from too many taxes, and that is how you keep a lot more of your money. There are 5 main types of ISA accounts: the cash ISA, stocks and shares ISA, lifetime ISA, innovative finance ISA, and then junior ISA. Each tax year, the government gives you an allowance of £20,000 to save or invest your money without paying taxes. Of course, if you don't use it or exhaust it, you lose it, and then you get another allowance at the beginning of the next tax year, which is just 6th April. In this video, I'll talk about the 4 main types of ISA accounts. I'll not talk about the junior ISA because that is actually meant for your child. In my next video, I'll talk about best accounts for your children. And so if that's a video you want to see, do subscribe to this channel, or even let me know in the comment section. In that video, I shall also talk about junior ISA. In this video, I'll talk about the 4 accounts: cash ISA, stocks and shares ISA, lifetime ISA, and innovative ISA. The 20,000 allowance that the government gives you each tax year to save or invest your money can be spread across these 4 ISA accounts in any way you see pleasing. Of course, the lifetime ISA has a set maximum of £4,000. So if you want to have a lifetime ISA account, then it deducts that 4,000 from the remainder of the allowance, which is what, 16,000, to use across the other 3 ISA accounts. But each tax year, you've got £20,000 to invest or save using an ISA vehicle. Anything beyond that, you have to save or invest in a normal account. And who doesn't have £20,000 in their account? So on to the first type, a cash ISA. A cash ISA is just like a normal savings account where you keep your cash, except that you never have to pay taxes on the interest that you make in your savings account. And I know some of you say, Shadrach, but I don't have a cash ISA account and yet I don't have to pay any taxes on my interest. Well, it's perhaps because you are not making enough interest on your savings to pay taxes. Because currently, if you earn under 25,000, that is if you're a basic income tax payer, and you earn anything over £1,000 in interest, you would have to pay taxes on it. And so if you're not earning up to that amount, then you don't even have to bother about taxes anyway. If you are a higher income tax payer, that is if you earn about 43,000 and more, then your allowance is even £500. Anything you earn in interest over £500, you have to pay taxes on it. So you clearly see that in the current environment whereby interest rates are quite high, it's possible to earn over £1,000 per year in interest. Let us take, for example, an account that is paying you 5%. You only need about £20,000 in order to make £1,000. Just £20,000. So you clearly see that it is possible to earn more than £1,000 in interest in order to pay taxes on it. But if you have your money in an ISA account, a cash ISA account, then you don't have to pay the taxes on it. If you don't have up to £20,000 in your account to earn that interest, do let me know. In fact, subscribe to this channel and I'll show you how you can make £20,000 to earn those interests. But of course, if you're a higher income taxpayer, then even the amount is even lower. You only need £10,000 in order to hit that limit. Like a normal savings account, for the cash ISA, there are two types. You could either have one where you fix your money for a period, or you could have one where you have easy access to your money. The best place to have a cash ISA account with easy access to your money is with Moneybox, where they currently pay 5.09% on any money you have with them, up to the £20,000, of course. And then there are ones where you can also fix. The good thing about the ISA account is that, for example, if you've got £20,000 in your Moneybox cash ISA account and it's gonna pay you £1,000, that £1,000 does not count towards your personal savings allowance where you pay taxes on. Does that make sense? So normally, if you don't have an ISA account, any amount over £1,000 in interest, you have to pay tax on. But if you have an ISA account, like a cash ISA account, that interest you earn does not count towards the £1,000 where you pay taxes on, or £500 if you're a higher income taxpayer. Does that make sense? Well, yeah, I hope so. If not, let me know in the comment section and I can answer you, on a personal level. So that is the best place to have an easy access cash ISA account. You can also choose to fix the money with Showbrook or Zopper, and they pay nearly 5%. Of course, there's little incentive to fix the money if you're going to have a similar rate as the one that gives you easy access to your money. But you can consider the fixed option if you've got reason to think that interest rates may drop. That is why you may want to fix the interest rate, because once interest rates drop, Moneybox can change their mind. I think the more important question is this: that is it worth opening a cash ISA account? And to that, I'll say it depends on your situation. If you are privileged enough to have a huge lump sum, say 20,000 or even 10,000, depending on your tax bracket, and you're going to earn more than the personal savings allowance, then I would say going for a cash ISA can save you from paying taxes on your interest. But if you have anything less than that, then the question really for you is, where can you get the most interest? Because it doesn't matter. You're not earning more than the personal savings allowance not to pay taxes on. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if you have a lot more in savings or a lump sum, then you want to consider a cash ISA option. But if your money is not going to earn you over £1,000 or £500 in interest in a year, then your interest should be, which account will pay me the most interest? I've already recorded a video where I showed you, the accounts that pays the most interest. If you've not seen that, I'll put a link in the description box below. Do definitely check that out. Some of the good deals are running out, so you don't want to miss out. The next one is the stocks and shares ISA account. And this is relevant if you invest in the stock market, or you have shares in a company, or you buy bonds, that kind of thing. Then you want to do this investment via the stocks and shares ISA account, because if not, then you may have to pay taxes on some of your profits. And the irony is that it's only when you make profits that you pay taxes. When you make losses, you don't get any rebates that, oh, sorry to hear. No. But when you make profits, then you have to pay taxes on them. Currently, if you sell your funds and you make profits of more than £6,000, then you pay what is the capital gains taxes. This number is reducing to £3,000 from April 2024. But if you have stocks or a portfolio that pays you dividends, then you would have to pay taxes on anything over £1,000 if you don't use the stocks and shares ISA vehicle. This number again is reducing to £500 from April 2024. And these numbers may seem high, but come to think of it, if you're investing for the long term, like I preach on this channel, then it's very easy to make profit of more than £6,000 or even £3,000 or even £500 on dividends. So you really want to use the stocks and shares ISA vehicle to shield your gains. If not, then you may have to pay huge amounts in taxes. The best place to have a stocks and shares ISA account, of course, depends on the platform that you are using. I use Vanguard, but I've come to learn that there are those who prefer, whether Moneybox or, AJ Bell and other platforms. Just make sure that you've checked the platform charges as well as the annual management fees and other transfer charges, because, there are charges with these accounts and you don't want, a platform with huge charges. So that's the only thing to check out when you are opening a stocks and shares ISA account. The next one is the lifetime ISA account. And I know I sound like a broken record on the number of times I've spoken about lifetime ISA account. In fact, in the last video, I told you the best place to have a lifetime ISA account. And so in this video, I'll not tell you about that. Rather, in this video, I'll tell you about the lifetime stocks and shares ISA. Yes. Did you know there are two options for the lifetime ISA? You can either have it as a lifetime cash ISA or the lifetime stocks and shares ISA. In the case of the lifetime cash ISA, which is the more popular one, the money sits in an account and then the government bonus is added on in a savings account and it gains some profits. But in the case of the lifetime stocks and shares ISA, whatever money that you put in the account, you get the government bonus and that money is invested in the stock market. And you can decide the market, or the funds you want to buy. So remember that the lifetime ISA is for two options, either to buy your first home or for retirement. Yes, you heard me right. It's either for your first home or for retirement. So if you've already bought your first home, for example, but you're still under 40, yes, you can open another lifetime ISA account, but this time it will be for retirement. So if you are thinking of doing that, then it is better to use the stocks and shares ISA option so that the money is invested in the stock market. In fact, if you are thinking of buying your first home, but you're going to buy it after 5 years or 6 or even 10 years, then you may actually want to consider the lifetime ISA, the stocks and shares ISA option, so that the money is invested in the stock market because it will gain more profits than the cash option, all things being equal. You must remember that like all investment, you can actually lose as well. So that's something to bear in mind. For the lifetime ISA account, it only allows you to save into it or to put money into it until you are 50 years. At that point, you can't put any more money into it until you are 60. That's when you can access it. So if you're thinking of using the lifetime ISA option, the stocks and shares option for your retirement, remember you can only contribute to it until you are 50 years. And then afterwards, the money, there's a 10-year fallow period for which you can't add more money. But of course, the money you've already invested will be, bringing you profits, and then you can access it when you are 60 years. And you wouldn't have to pay any tax on whatever amount you made out of your lifetime stocks and shares ISA. If the question is, should I choose work, related pension, or I should use the lifetime stocks and shares ISA option, I would say do both. Oftentimes, the work-based one tends to pay more because your employer would also make a contribution in addition to the tax rebate you get. So that is a better option. But if you're thinking of doing something on the side, on a private level, then you can consider the lifetime stocks and shares ISA option to save towards retirement. If you are interested more about saving for retirement, I've got a video which I'll put in the description box below about self-invested personal pension, SIP. In fact, I'll do another video where I compare SIP to lifetime stocks and shares ISA option. So do subscribe to this channel if you've not already done so that once that video drops, you get notified. The last one is Innovative Financing ISA, IFISA, if you like to call it that. Do you get it? Yeah. So that is Innovative Financing ISA. And in fact, before I tell you about that, I'll tell you a story. Recently, a very good friend of mine contacted me that, Shadrach, I need a bit of loan because I'm struggling. And I checked around with her, but because of her credit score, she really couldn't get anything. Nothing at all, no credit card, no nothing. So, we wanted to consider other options. So she came back to me that, Shadrach, I found something, and see this scheme. What do you think of them? And it's called a guarantor loan scheme, where you need a guarantor to, they give the loan, But the point was that they were charging an interest of 49.9% APR. 14, almost 50% in this United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Well, I thought it was, ridiculous, in fact, preposterous. The interest rate was too high, in my view. So I advised her against it and then told her that she better wait to build her credit score for a bit because it wasn't really like an emergency. So you can wait for a bit, build your credit score, and then get cheaper money, cheaper loan rather than going for this ridiculous rate. Anyway, this made me to investigate further, and then I got to know that it's actually a sort of peer-to-peer lending scheme, whereby it's actually people who have got good money sitting down somewhere. They give it to the loan managers, and then they lend it to other people. So, of course, the person giving you the money has their own rate. Then the platform also adds their own bit, and then they give it to you. So it becomes quite high. So for whoever is actually lending the money, they make more interest because, of course, they will charge you more than they would have made from a bank or something. So that is the scheme. That's what they do, and this is what they call innovative financing. So that is how the innovative financing ISA works. It is actually an ISA scheme that allows you to do this, so that you don't have to pay taxes on the interest you make from this scheme. So if you've got some good money sitting down somewhere, you can give it to these guarantor loan schemes, and then they will lend out your money and make you profits on it. Of course, it comes with a huge risk. Even though you may not pay taxes on the interest you make, there's a risk you could actually lose some of your money too, because what if the person you are lending to doesn't pay? Of course, there's a platform there to help you retrieve the money, but sometimes you don't get all the money because these are usually lending money to high-risk people, people with very poor credit score, people with no history of paying back debts. So that is, where you are meddling in. Also, although they may try to get assets of these people to secure the loan, sometimes in fact they are not obligated to do so, so you can actually lose your money. So that's something to be aware of. And also, sometimes when you need the money, maybe the person they lended your money to has not paid back. Of course, it doesn't work as simplistic as that. Sometimes it can be hard to get the money because many people are demanding money from the scheme, and these people have not maybe paid the monies they owe yet. So it can take a while before you get your money. With all this said, I think if it's something you want to consider, then put in money you don't mind losing. You can either make it big or you can lose big also. So if you've got, whether, a few thousands of pounds that you don't mind losing, then I guess you can, risk it here. And then hopefully the person who borrows your money, of course, you may not know the person, but hopefully they pay, and then you can get your money back. So those are the four main types of ISA accounts for adults: the cash ISA, stocks and shares ISA, lifetime ISA, and then innovative financing ISA. Let me know in the comment section what you think about all these schemes and whether there's something you would want to do. If you've got any questions or any video you want me to record, of course, do let me know in the comment section and I'll do respond to it. God bless, and until the next video. Adios.